Are you struggling to increase the sales of your online course or coaching service or agency or community or some other service-based business that you're selling? Well, if that's the case, then in this video, I'm going to explain to you how you can get to 6 and then from 6 to 7 figures through the sales of your course, your coaching, community, agency, or other service-based business. And I'm going to show you how to do this without compromising your religion and without having to feel guilty for earning money in a way that's halal. In fact, I'm going to show you how you can get rewarded for becoming a millionaire, inshallah ta'ala. With this, you'll also be able to achieve financial freedom, move to a Muslim country, focus on seeking knowledge and worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taking care of your family. I know for me, taking care of my daughter is like the most important thing, and of course my parents. Supporting fellow Muslims in need when it comes to charity. Come on, we all know what it feels like if you see your brothers and sisters struggling on camera or even in your personal, circle, and you're not able to help them. We know how that feels. Now, of course, there's also helping yourself, right? And enjoying the finer things in life that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed you with. Again, doing all of this without feeling guilty and without going into extravagance. In the next few slides, I'm going to show you the system that I use with Allah's permission to grow the revenue of our courses and complementary services to 3 million plus in recent years. And we did this without a complicated marketing strategy and without any haram in our marketing. So this is for you if you're selling an online course or coaching service or agency or community or some other service-based business that you're selling through social media. If you want to grow your business to 6 and then 7 figures without doing any haram. If you want to use this money to build a better life for yourself where you can worship Allah Azza wa Jal and help this ummah. And if you're sick and tired of working a 9 to 5, building someone else's dream. And if you aren't willing to compromise your deen in the pursuit of making money.
Okay, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, amma ba'd.
Most of you may know me for giving da'wah, but I've also been an entrepreneur for over a decade, alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aided me in growing to $3 million plus in recent years, alhamdulillah. And I've been in this game for over a decade. So one of the first courses that I ever taught was how to smash your exams. And I'm showing you this so you can see that I know what I'm talking about. This was over 10 years ago. And I was selling this product for only £29, but alhamdulillah, made a total of $28,000 in sales. And I taught this 5 times, by the way. This is just one of those times. Another course that I taught was showing people how to recover from heartbreak. Again, you can see this is 10 years ago. I always was just identifying a pain that people were going through, and then I had the solution to that pain with Allah's permission. I was trying to help as many people as I possibly could, but realized that in order to really help as many people as possible, I need to kind of make this scalable into a course or a coaching program. And I did this, and this was one of them as well. Also, we had the Knowledge College, which was an Islamic Studies Institute. Now, of course, this was a da'wah project, but we had to run it as a business because the da'wah needs money to be funded. This was a non-for-profit organization, alhamdulillah. At the end, at the beginning, yes, it did provide wages for many of the team members. At the beginning, when there was no other option, but alhamdulillah, after that became completely non-for-profit, and we used it to fund the da'wah. And as you can see, the principles are exactly the same, right? It was a course that we were selling, and just one of our offers made $83,000, as you can see on screen. If you really squint hard, you'll be able to see $74,000 below that, $69,000 below that, $61,000 below that, all together a lot of money, right? And the monthly subscriptions from the Knowledge College was $422,000, right? That's just monthly subscriptions. Then we did something else, right? Called the Brothers Club. The first time I launched it, this was a course on showing people how to become like real Muslim men in 5 particular areas of their life, 121,000, right? Another course, 27,000 and 12,000. That's 39 in total, plus 121. That's like, I'm not great at maths, but that's like 160K. And this was just in a matter of months. I also have an app called Sunnah Match that I sold primarily through my organic social media following. And this was not something I was focusing in any way, shape, or form. Now, at the time when I was CEO of the company, we had brought in over $400,000. Alhamdulillah. After that, anything that is happening in terms of sales and revenue, I'm not involved. Brother Abbas is the one who's leading that, who's my partner. 5-Star Umrah, which was a Umrah company, right? We made over $1 million in sales from this too, alhamdulillah. Then we taught people how to set up their own Umrah companies. And I made $752,000 from the course sales of this particular product, as you can see, alhamdulillah. The majority of which was just in the last few months, alhamdulillah. Now, we use these same strategies not just to make money, but also to get people in the masjid, right? Look, selling a product that helps people make money and helps them overcome heartbreak and pass their exams, yeah, that's a very nice pain point. But getting kids in the masjid and packed in this day and age, very hard. But we used to get them packed in the masjid week in, week out, alhamdulillah, by using these same strategies that I use for my business. I also applied them to promotion of the da'wah. Now, what does my life look like after Allah Azza wa Jalla aided us in growing our online course and business to $3 million plus? Well, alhamdulillah, all of the da'wah that we now do is self-funded, alhamdulillah. This was my primary goal when we started to scale. Before we were reliant upon donations after Allah Azza wa Jalla, after being reliant upon Allah. Many of you guys have in the past donated, but now alhamdulillah, we fund it all 100% in-house. I also moved to the Middle East, right? I wanted to move to a Muslim country so I can raise my daughter in a Muslim country, my family, and so on and so forth. In fact, pretty much my entire team moved here with me, alhamdulillah. And this is what my Ramadans look like. I pray Taraweeh in Ramadan, some of the best reciters in the world. People who have been sending me these pictures for years saying, is that you, is that you? Yeah, that's me. I also lost 8 kg and got stronger than ever, alhamdulillah, because it's hard to focus on your health when you're trying to make ends meet. I can also travel whenever I want, however I want, alhamdulillah. And I was able to even take out time to go and study and seek knowledge in Pakistan 3 different times, alhamdulillah. This was the madrasa which we were staying when I was there, alhamdulillah. And I'm able to overall seek knowledge now more than ever before, right? More than ever before. I'm currently studying the works of Imam Ibn al-Qayyim alongside other subjects and books and texts, alhamdulillah, with my sheikh. And I just wanted to put this on screen. This is Imam Ibn al-Qayyim's collection. And, you know, it's a dream that I had for years, alhamdulillah. If you don't know Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, the doctor of the hearts. So look, back to the point, right? I showed you all of this so you can see where I'm at, and hopefully you can be there as well. Now, I've made a total of $3 million, alhamdulillah, in the last few years. This isn't even a lifetime. How did I do it, right? And I'm going to show you how you can do this for your courses, your coaching, your agency, and so on and so forth as well, and service-based business. And more importantly, this is the question, right? How can you do the exact same? Now, I did it in 3 ways. Number 1, I had the Righteous and Rich 7-figure playbook. Now, what am I talking about? What's the 7-figure playbook? It's basically knowing how to create offers that are irresistible, that makes it unreasonable for a person to say no because of how much value you've placed in an offer. The second thing is having a social media strategy that gets your content to the right people. And then when they watch it, it takes them on a journey where the need is nurtured until ultimately they want to buy from you. The third thing is how to create hype and attention around your launch so that when you bring the product to market, people are paying attention. The next thing is funnel optimization and retargeting. I know it sounds a bit technical, but that's all about how to improve the process of taking someone from seeing you on social media to actually becoming a customer. The next thing is high ticket sales strategy. Look, the high ticket space and the sales space is filled with so much haram and deception, but how to do it in a way where you create trust, where the person knows that when they get on the phone to this person, they're actually looking out for their best interests, and set up a pipeline in a way that's optimized specifically for the needs of the Muslims that helps scale to crazy numbers, right? In terms of bottom revenue. That is through a high ticket sales strategy, which I had to learn, alhamdulillah. Next thing is customer and client success strategy. People purchase from you, but then they ask for refunds and they don't refer you and talk bad about you and give you bad reviews. If when they sign up to your product, they don't actually succeed. There are simple principles to put in place to help them succeed. And the last thing is the help of Allah Azza wa Jalla. So these are the 7 things in the 7-figure playbook. The second thing was mentorship and guidance from C-suite executives and consultants. That's right. I actually have spent so much money, right, on paying people for consultancy, people that run global companies, right? We're talking global companies, CEOs at the highest level, people who have created strategies for the NHS and even government-led projects. You can imagine that's a lot of money. And also, by using the network that I built over a decade with Allah Azza wa Jalla's permission, people who I necessarily didn't pay but still were able to benefit from them. But that was also something very important, having this high-level mentorship, because you can only go so far yourself. You need people that have gone there, been there, done that, worn the t-shirt, they can tell you the shortcuts. And the last and final thing is having a network of like-minded entrepreneurs supporting me and motivating me. Look, when it comes to Muslims like us, we don't always have the best relationship with money. And when someone starts making money, people start looking at you as if poverty is piety and you're doing something wrong. Well, one of the hardest things to come by is a network of Muslims that are like-minded, right? That are also focused on the akhirah, but at the same time, they're really excelling in terms of their business. And that's something very hard to come by. Alhamdulillah, Allah Azza wa Jalla gifted me with having this network where people will support each other. We remind each other of the next life, but we also share with each other and encourage with each other how to grow in business. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking, okay, this 7-figure playbook, access to mentorship from C-suite executives, and being with entrepreneurs that are like-minded and encouraging me, but the akhirah and also my business and having that type of network, like where can I come across the exact same thing? Well, if you've asked that question, then you're on the right page, because these are the 3 things that I use with Allah Azza wa Jalla's permission to get to where I am. And you need to, inshallah ta'ala, use the exact same things to be able to get to the same place and go beyond. And if you bear with me for just a little bit longer, I'm going to give you a chance to access all 3 of these things on the Righteous and Rich School. But before I do that, I want to give you examples of other people like yourself who have used these 3 things that I'm talking about and they've benefited, because really and truly, this is about you, right? Alhamdulillah, with Allah's permission, I've made money and I'm making money and I've moved to a Muslim country. You want to do hijrah, you want to move to a Muslim country, you want to free up your time, spend with your family, friends, retire your parents, and so on and so forth, and to seek knowledge and so on and so forth, right? So this is about you. So I need to show you examples of me having done this for others so that you can see that this works and it's worth your time and worth your effort. So first and foremost, let's take Mr. Flipwhips. This is brother Muhammad, right? He knew how to buy and sell cars. He literally buy cars that are damaged, below market value, fix them up and sell them for profit. Still under market value. I was like, bro, that's a great thing. He was doing this, not realizing that people would pay you money to learn this, right? And guess what? Since then, he's been able to teach people. There's people that have set up their own dealerships as a result of the training that he's given them. And he himself has passed 6 figures in a year. Alhamdulillah, as you can see, this is him. A message he has sent to me on WhatsApp saying, since I started my social media and selling my program, I hit around 6 figures. Alhamdulillah, should have listened to you sooner, right? That's what he said, alhamdulillah. And he's still growing since then. He doubled his income when he started working with us again a year later, within 1 month. In fact, within 2.5 weeks, alhamdulillah. And now he was even able to live in Sharjah. He lives in the Middle East and he's done hijrah with his family and his kids, alhamdulillah. And here's Ustad Saad. This is my brother, alhamdulillah. He managed to scale to $250,000 on the Arabic code courses. And look, just in all transparency, he didn't actually attend the Righteous and Rich School. He did this before we were even officially doing this type of training and taking on clients. But being my brother, you know, of course, I was giving him the mentorship and the training. And alhamdulillah, last year, when he was able to implement so much of what I was teaching him, he was able to get to $250,000, right? £220,000, probably about $250,000, right? Approximately. And alhamdulillah. And since then, we've been working with him. And I've been working with him to set up the 7-figure playbook properly as it is now inside of his business. So in essence, this should give you even more motivation, right? Because this was before the system was actually codified and made in this professional way. Another example is of this personal trainer who's in the Muslim space, right? I sat with him for an hour in a coffee shop and he managed to double his monthly recurring income in 3 days. We made a plan for him to double it in 30 days, but he took what I had given him with Allah's permission alone. He came back to me 3 days later. And since then, I think he's even doubled that. Alhamdulillah. And guess what? He was also able to do hijrah and move to a Muslim country as a result. Alhamdulillah. Right? And then we've got the young Musafir, right? So this is his first ever organic social media campaign, like purely organic social media campaign, right? In just 1 week, he brought in over £6,000. And you can see this little spike here, right? Where he made £3,383. That was in 1 hour and a half during one webinar. Alhamdulillah, I also coached him on this with Allah Azza wa Jalla's permission. And just looking at this is even amazing to me. I'm just so grateful to Allah Azza wa Jalla that these brothers were able to see the success. And guess what? He also has now done hijrah and he lives in a Muslim country with his wife, alhamdulillah. And hopefully you can do the exact same thing. Now, at this point, some of you might be wondering, why do you need the Righteous and Rich School, right? I've given you the 3 things, the 7-figure playbook with those topics. I've given you the fact that you need to go to mentors and find mentors. And I've also given you the fact that you need to find a network of people that will support you. So why do you need the Righteous and Rich School when you can go out there and do these things yourself? Well, you can. And if you feel that that's best for you, then go for it, inshallah ta'ala, because I want what's best for you at the end of the day. But it's important that I mention what it looks like if you were to do this yourself. Well, the first thing that you have to do is hire multiple teams to implement our 7-figure playbook strategies for you. And that becomes very, very, very costly as you scale, and also becomes hard to manage those teams and find those teams that are actually good in the first place. The second thing is a marketing agency that is going to charge you anything upwards of £5,000 a month for a few hours of their time. And if they want to do a paid strategy and not an organic strategy, because most people don't know how to do an organic strategy, it's going to be ad spend on top of that as well, right? And the ad spend could be a minimum of 10K a month, which is industry normal, right? In most cases. You'll also have to hire a CRO team, which is a click rate optimization team, to fix your funnel and improve your copy. And this could be anything from £6,000 to £8,000 easily, right? That's with the funnel optimization stuff that I was talking about. And a sales team that would take 20% of all of the cash that's collected, right? That's not after expenses. No, that's before expenses. Easily, right? If you don't have a sales strategy yourself, you don't know how to manage it and put it together and put your own scripts together, someone's going to come in and say, look, I'll do the job, but 20%. So what are you going to be left with at the end for yourself? Wasn't the whole purpose of doing this so you can have financial freedom to do the things that are more important for you? And on top of that, it's not just the cost of money, but time, months, maybe years of experimenting before the team gets this right. Without a money back guarantee, by the way, because once you pay these teams, they'll take that money even if they haven't brought you the results that were desired. Now, all of what I just went through with you is with regards to the 7-figure playbook. This doesn't even take into account the time and effort that it's going to take and the money that it's going to take to help you get the mentorship that's required and the consultancy that's required and the guidance and building a network of people that have a combined net worth of hundreds and millions of pounds, right? Imagine the time and effort and money that would take, which is the other two things. Now, on the flip side, you can access these 7 steps to 7 figures, mentorship by myself and our team, and a network of like-minded entrepreneurs that are all scaling to 6 and 7 figures. And they're doing this right now. Where do you find this 7-figure playbook and this mentorship through myself and our executive team of marketing, sales, and fulfillment and social media experts, and this network of like-minded entrepreneurs? Well, it's with great pleasure that I present to you the Righteous and Rich School. Alhamdulillah. So here's what I'm gonna give you inside the Righteous and Rich School if you commit to joining us today, inshallah. Step 1, I'm gonna show you how to create an irresistible offer, right? One that's gonna make it borderline, it's gonna make it unreasonable and insane for someone to say no because of how you're going to present this offer with so much value. And it's specifically taking into account the needs of the Muslims in the service space, right? The service-based industry space. For example, agencies, course creators, community owners, consultants, coaches, and so on and so forth. Number 2, I'm going to show you our $1 million social media strategy, short form, long form, how to dominate without spending a single penny on ads. Alhamdulillah, 99% plus of our sales, $3 million plus, currently 80,000, 70 to 80,000 a month comes from a purely organic strategy. I've spoken to some of the biggest names from the non-Muslim space in this industry. And when I tell them organic, they're like, whoa, that's actually insane, right? It's almost like unheard of. But guess what? All of the people that I just showed you that I've been trading, they're doing the exact same thing organically as well. Alhamdulillah, I'm going to give you that blueprint. The third thing is I'm going to share with you our Spark Flame Explode launch sequence, which is the third part of our 7-figure playbook. Guys, many of you who are familiar with me online know that I know how to grab people's attention. Now, how do you do that in a way where you can channel that attention positively for your business, getting the right people interested, not just people interested, but the right people interested in a way where you warm them up so much so that they're begging you to launch the product. And then how do you launch it? What's the way that you do it? How do you deliver the webinar that gets them to convert at the end? The next thing is funnel optimization, right? This is everything on how to make all of these, there's like hundreds of things that you can tweak in your funnel. And we're going to show you how to do them. And then of course, there's the 500K sales figure strategy, right? How to basically charge 7 times what you're charging, but have a sales pipeline that's set up to be able to convert at that high price point with the extra added value, of course, right? Customer success fulfillment, so people actually succeed when they take your product, so much so that you can then get referral after referral from them, and it becomes a non-stop cycle because people are succeeding because of the principles that we set in place to help them succeed. And then on the flip side, they're referring people to you. It's just a non-stop cycle of money. And last and finally, the help of Allah. There's certain things in business that even the disbelievers will tell you, but we don't know. Like, Warren Buffett was like, bro, who's apparently the best investor in the world, right? $110 million net worth. And if you ask him, what does their success come down to? He said luck. Even Alex Hormozi, who's like the most famous person in the space right now in terms of the disbelievers, he said a huge part of it just comes down to luck. Actually, no. We don't believe in luck. It's all down to the decree of Allah. How do you get that hope from Allah? This is the solution to what even the disbelievers don't have. So here's what you're going to get, right? You're going to get all of these 7 steps to 7 figures for a total value of £11,000. Of course, the help of Allah is priceless. But wait, there's more. There's more. You're also going to get weekly executive calls with our 7-figure team. Now, that doesn't mean 1 call a week, but multiple calls a week. You're going to get multiple calls every single week, inshallah ta'ala, valued at £997. So imagine having Brother Sufyan, who's the head of our social media, right? Having Brother Aman, who's the head of our 500k sales strategy. Having Brother Jubair, who's the head of our marketing funnel optimization. Brother Abu Bakr, who's also head of management operations and also social media. Imagine having them and myself weekly being able to give you the support that's required. You'll also have weekly motivation and mentorship sessions with me. That's right, you can literally log on and speak to me weekly. And pretty much every week, I pretty much manage to speak to pretty much everyone. And if I don't get to speak to everyone, the question that you have, someone else most likely has it, which gets answered. And I literally stay there and I will get you to share your screen, open up your funnel, open up your offer. In these sessions, I've helped build out people's offers. Like, you have to understand, I charge £400 for a consultation with me. In these sessions, I literally build out offers, sales strategies, social media strategies, and all of that with those that are inside of the community, alhamdulillah. Now, I value this at £997. By the way, I don't actually believe that that's the real value. The value is a lot more. But guess what? I'm just going to put it at £997 for consistency, okay? Now, we also have an advanced paid ads strategy that's going to be valued at £1,997. Let me tell you about this, right? You can see the logos, Emirates Airline, Damac, Emaar, which are 2 of the biggest property developers here in the UAE, right? In the world. There's a global marketing agency, right? And we have a good relationship with the CEO, alhamdulillah, and many of the people that work in the agency. So under the guidance of the CEO, who's also one of our mentors, one of the consultants that we actually paid to be able to get this service, alhamdulillah, under his guidance, he's got some of his best team members that are going to be working with us to create content for you. Now, advanced paid ads, it's going to go from basic first to advanced, but this is literally going to be a training given to you by one of the biggest, it's the 2nd biggest agency in the Middle East. And this agency belongs to a group of companies that's in the top 7 in the entire world, And one of their elite team members is going to be under the guidance of the CEO, going to be sharing with you a strategy, right, for your ads. And he will also be doing the live calls with you, with the rest of the team, right? And a regular cadence, inshallah ta'ala, on our calendar, where you can literally open up your ad campaigns and he will look at everything and tell you, tweak this, tweak that, tweak this, tweak that, valued at just £1,997. But wait, there's more, right? What about the network? Well, you have the Righteous and Rich community, which is a community of members that are going to be just like you, right? People that are Muslim influencers that are trying to monetize, those who have already monetized, those that have courses, coaching. Guys, this is such a vibrant community. Like, people are literally taking action. This community is a community of action. If you don't take action, you will get removed. You will actually get removed, right? Guys, you can make friends, you can get support, and there's no free mixing. Brothers and sisters don't free mix, alhamdulillah. But we're very strict when it comes to that. But it's for sisters and brothers as well, alhamdulillah. We also have crazy leadership and milestone prizes, right? We have a leaderboard. As you go up the leaderboard, you unlock certain things. For example, having access to having all expenses paid to join us on our Supercar Righteous Rides road trip and see our luxury mastermind, and having me work with you as a consultant on your projects. And we even give prizes, such as we're planning to give away a Rolex to everyone, a customized Righteous and Rich Rolex to everyone who makes their first million after joining the Righteous and Rich team. There's so much like that, alhamdulillah. So here's what you're going to get, right? You're going to get the 7 Steps to 7 Figures playbook, which is £11,979. You're going to get access to the community, which is £299. And you're going to get weekly executive calls from our team at £997. Weekly mentorship and motivation calls with me, and also advanced paid ad strategy. By the way, I just wanted to mention the Rolex that we're going to be giving out, inshallah, will have no gold in there, don't worry, okay? Now, all of that is worth a total of £15,272. £15,272 worth of value, right? And I would have no qualms and I would have no shame in charging you that right now for all of this. But don't worry, laugh for your brother, you laugh for yourself. I'm not going to charge you that much, okay? Inshallah. You're not even going to pay half of that or even a 10th of that, right? You're not even going to pay a 10th of that. But wait, before I tell you how much it is, there's more. You're also going to get Operation Allegiance with Allah. Now, this is actually the course that gets some of the best feedback. Like people are actually on going through our 7-Step 7 Figures playbook, making money. Like one brother, within 2 weeks of being in the community, he got 7 clients, right? When he was struggling to get 3 a month. But despite all of those wins, right? I showed you those 6-figure wins. People say, look, this right here is the most valuable because we show people how to get right with Allah first and how to get the help of Allah. Now, this is not part of the 7-Step 7 Figures Help Allah module. That's something else on its own. But this right here is something else, exclusive, juicy. And you're going to watch this first, inshallah. You're also going to get the Wealthy Muslim Mindset course. Guys, 80% of what you do is down to the mindset. 20% is down to the mechanics. Of course, that's after the tawfiq and the help of Allah. Now, most people are focused on the how do I run ads? How do I set up a sales strategy? That's only 20%. But 80% is your mindset. Now, we as Muslims in this day and age have a very, very bad mindset when it comes to money. Some of us think money is bad. Some of us are extreme when it comes to money. Money, money, money all day, every day. What's the balanced path? And you're going to be shocked and surprised as to what the wealthy Muslim's mindset actually is and should be. This is going to help you, inshallah. You're also going to get access to my Persuasion Mastery course, right? Which is worth £297. Now, it's actually worth so much more than that because this is literally my core competence. This is my core fundamental skill, which is how to influence and persuade and to communicate. I've used this skill, alhamdulillah, to hire a high level, staff for free. Been able to use the skill to do so much, right? Marketing, making money, negotiations, you name it. And guess what? We actually recorded this as an episode for our podcast, but realized this was too much. We couldn't give all this away just like that. So we reserved it for you guys who are going to be in the Righteous and Rich School, inshallah. There's also a 1% podcast masterclass, right? It's actually not hard to be in the top 1% of podcasts that exist. And we're going to show you how to get there through this training. And by the way, we had one of the biggest podcasts in the Muslim space. And we're going to show you, inshallah, how to do the same. And this is crazy, right? On top of all of that, 31 additional courses that we're going to be releasing month after month, inshallah, that are going to be tackling all the different areas and disciplines of business. Because marketing and sales, that's the easy part. Management of teams and growth of teams and scaling and financial mastery and management and allocation of financial resources and organizational structures and hiring and recruiting and, even getting deep into marketing like SEO and affiliate strategies. That's where the real money is made, right? And we're going to be releasing one of these at a regular monthly cadence, inshallah ta'ala. There's 31 of these, valued at over £997,000. Bro, experts are going to be teaching this, inshallah ta'ala. Crazy value, trust me. Now, all of these bonuses are valued at £10,790, right? So the total value of everything, including the 7-Step 7 Figures, the community, the coaching course, the consultancy, the 31 courses, and all this, that, and the other, right? The paid advanced strategy that's going to be given to you by the elite global digital marketing agency. All of this is valued at £27,852. But wait, there's more. You might say, what if I don't have a course, right? Well, we actually created something just for you, which is the 7-figure course creation mastery course valued at £997. So no excuses. But wait, there's more. And this is the big one, right? Introducing the Rich Student of Knowledge program. Every month I will release a lesson teaching you the fundamentals of your deen so that you can succeed in the next life in the context of being a rich slave as well. Right? This is priceless. Now, if you get nothing else from this program except you learn how to get to Jannah and escape hellfire, would it be worth it? Now, like I said, that right there is priceless. Now, if you sign up to the Righteous and Rich School today, you get to save a minimum of £15,000 a month on staff that you'd have to hire to do this otherwise, plus 20% of your total revenue that a sales team would take. And by the way, this money will be taken without a money back guarantee. Now, as I mentioned, the value of this is 20K plus, but today I'm going to give you access to all of this at just a tiny, tiny fraction of that cost. Not only that, with a 14-day, 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked, literally no brainer, no risk. There's just one catch. We have a very high standard for the type of people that we let in to our Righteous and Rich School. We only want action takers who are ready to put in the work to 6 figures first and then 7. So you'll have to apply for an interview with us. You'll have to fill in a form and book an interview slot. If you qualify, the interview will go ahead. If you don't qualify, the interview will be cancelled. If you pass the interview, then you'll be given a chance to join us. We have rejected over £100,000 in tuition fees because candidates didn't qualify. So no hard feelings if you don't get accepted. But if you do pass the interview, you will be given a chance to learn how to scale your business to $1 million and beyond, inshallah ta'ala. Risk-free with a 14-day money-back guarantee.